ashes of creation, or ashes of donations, it has come to a tragic end. If you guys were hoping to ever get your little grimy hands on the finished product of Ashes of Donations, well, think again. The game looks to be dead, like dead. Like yours truly, wasted $450 on a project that I'll probably never get to see or play till its completion. CEO, founder, board, and the only board member, Steven, has decided to resign. He says, I can make a limited statement in my personal capacity and not on behalf of the company. Regarding the situation, control of the company shifted away from me, and the board began directing actions that I could not ethically agree with or carry out. By the way, side note, he is the only one mentioned as the board, by the way. Now, I believe that people could choose to stay anonymous as part of the board. Correct me if I'm wrong, but he is the only member that shows that he is part of the board of directors. But anyways, just a side note. As a result, I choose to resign and protest rather than lend my name or authority to a decision I could not ethically support. Following my resignation, much of the senior leadership team resigned. Following those departures, the board made the decision to issue WARN Act notices and proceed with mass layoffs. I cannot responsibly speak to further details at this time due to ongoing legal and governance matters. What I can say is that the developers and staff acted in good faith and deserved better than the uncertainty they are now facing. I am incredibly dismayed by the situation. Steven. Well, chat, the writing was on the wall. If you are one of the people that spent any sort of money, like this guy who spent, these 5 guys that spent $10,000 to meet with the devs and have a special fortress designed and blah, 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 blah. If you're one of the people that backed this game, that helped the game raise over $3 million, well, it turns out that you might not be getting your money back, as they did have it part of their contract. Ashes of Creation Kickstarter, which raised over $3 million, states that backers would be refunded if the game didn't launch. But the game did launch in early access just a month ago in December. Many are assuming that it doesn't apply anymore. What a convenient time to launch the game and then call it quits a month after. Now, does this look like a rug pull, like a scam? I don't know, but this screams of some illegal activity. Just enough to cover their buttholes. That is so crazy to me, chat. This game is never going to see the light of day. Memes are hitting my Twitter feed. Everybody's talking about this. Mr. Steven, I don't know if this one is a meme, but says, the haters said I couldn't do it. And they were correct. Honestly, great call from the haters. Well, chat, haters, a time to rejoice. Margaret posts, well, this chapter has come to a close. My time in Interpret Studios has officially ended. To the Ashes of Creation community, you are some of the most passionate, rich, dedicated players I've ever seen in this industry. I genuinely wish I could have done more for you. Not really. I gave everything I had and did my very best with what was within my power. And I ask one last favor of you, a couple more money. Please be kind to the developers. We are people who have families, who have just lost our jobs after pouring our hearts and souls into Ashes of Creation. That is very true, though. There were, I'm pretty sure there were a lot of devs working on this team that are going on this project that are going to go unpaid, by the way. I believe they can even pay out as of February 1st, which is today. They can't pay out their employees. To my incredible game service team, you are an absolute AAA team, talented, kind, collaborative, and just genuinely good people. I take each of you with me on a project any day. I care so deeply for all of you, and I know our bond is one I'll carry forever. I'll never forget our time together, and you know where to find me if you need anything. always. As for how this all ended, I don't really have the words. It wasn't what I expected, but I'm holding on to the good because there was so much of it. What's up with all this mystery, chat? What's up with the mystery, the veil? Like, Steven doesn't want to talk about it, which I could kind of see it because of legal issues there. But this chick doesn't want to talk about it either. Like, somebody needs to talk about what happened there. With that, I'm officially looking for new opportunities. If you know any leadership or director level roles in narrative, community marketing, or social, I'd be grateful for any leads or connections. The team just lost their jobs, chat. Yep. I smell an NDA. Probably a heavy NDA, yeah. I don't know, guys. What do you guys think? Have you guys had a time to play this? Did you guys get to try this game? I got to play it on alpha, and I thought it was horrible. I thought it looked horrible. I thought it played horrible. I thought I did not have a single positive to say about this game when I played it in alpha. But then again, I didn't choose to make countless negative reviews or post about it because it is alpha, and things change over time. I backed the project by spending $450. Mostly, I'm gonna be honest, is driven by FOMO. I will say that. I will openly admit a large part of my expenditure on this money is because of fear of missing out. It was one last day where they were selling packages for $450 because you would be able to reserve your name in the game and you would be able to be playing the alpha test. And it was on the very last day that I was tossing and turning, and I was like, okay, fine, I'll hit it. Boom, purchase. And then to my surprise, a month or a couple of days or weeks later, they released another package that gave access to the beta. And I was like, wait a minute, you just made me buy this off of FOMO, and now you're selling it again for $100. I thought that's when I knew, chat. That's when I knew this was something was off. I was gonna get scammed. I was gonna get reamed. This was horrible. And the community didn't like that. They spoke up about it, raised their pitchforks, and I think they ended up canceling that because the community got mad that they were selling more packages with access. Yeah, I think they ended up canceling that. I don't know, guys. It seems like Ashes of Creation or Ashes of Donations is officially dead. Funny enough, Mr. Asman was making a list of MMOs, chat. MMO status, New World, dead. Lost Ark, basically dead. Ashes of Creation, probably dead. Well, we can turn that probably around. We can eliminate that. It is dead. Rift, dead. Throne in Liberty, dead. Guild Wars 2, surprisingly, not dead. Lord of the Rings MMO, aborted. Yeah, that game got yeeted, chat. We didn't even get an ultrasound pictures of this one. Lord of the Rings, we didn't get ultrasounds. We didn't know who the father was. It just aborted. Old school RuneScape, not dead, chat. World of Warcraft, somehow not dead. Brighter Shores, what even is this? Brighter Shores. Is that one? I know what it is. I know what it is. Yeah, dead. Riot MMO, no one even knows. Riot MMO will never happen, chat. That is like, it's never gonna happen. It's never happening. Wildstar, bro, Wildstar died like 20 years ago. Final Fantasy 14, Final Fantasy still has a dedicated fan base. It's not gonna die. No, I don't think so. BDO, kind of okay. Yeah, BDO is surprisingly still alive as well. Yeah. Well, chat, it doesn't look like many MMOs are here to stay. Seems like before you guys start saying Aeon 2, honey, the writing is on the wall for Aeon 2. It's dead.
Again, a notification is through something called the WARN Act, which is something they're legally required to do, is my understanding, when you're laying off people. And so,
a WARN
again,
Act.
to recap the message that was sent out on February 2nd, 2026, Intrepid Studios will issue a layoff notice to all of its employees via first-class mail. This notice affects all job title at all positions. Company has no alternative other than to undertake an entire and permanent plant closing within the meaning of the WARN Act by close of business on February 2nd, 2026. Currently, the company does not have plans to coordinate with the local workforce development board, and there are no bumping rights.
Sheesh, Chad. It was an obvious scam from the moment I saw people had to pay that much money to play an alpha, and that they would have to pay more next alphas. For me, I knew it, like I said, Chad. I knew before I hit purchase on my $450 package. I knew. But I'm a sucker, dude. They got me because of FOMO. I'm like, but what if it becomes successful? What if this? What if that? And as a content creator, unfortunately, this is my job, right? If you're not in it within the first couple of days of launch of alpha, then you miss out on potential growth to your channels. So as a content creator, this is something I felt I needed to do. But just as a gamer, I would have never, ever in my life given money to this project. Never.
The WARN Act that Intrepid was not able to renew. As of February 2nd, all employees at Intrepid Studios are laid off. Steven also sent out his own
Hey, I remember this area right here. Isn't this where Pirate Software was caught in some drama in this grind spot?
Entire team. Steven has resigned from Intrepid Studios. You just read Margaret's letter.
Right.
Yeah.
So we're done. This is it. GG.
So wait, you said this was in relation to something in California that just went into effect?
Yeah, there was a labor WARN Act. You'll have to get the
yeah, I'll have to get caught up from somebody smart there.
I would, yeah.
my humble go. My humble go.
There was some labor stuff that apparently that they couldn't get worked out, and it's California laws, and it has affected the entire company, and they're done. So as we have seen, there's been UCC filings for loans and stuff like that. Some of these
over, Chad. It's over.
These loans that were filed were also opened up.
It's over. Mr. Happy, Final Fantasy XIV content creator extraordinaire, was sad to see this. I know a few people at the company who were working hard despite some of the game's development reputations from early days. That being said, I've been calling this for years now. The game has never once seemed like it is known what it wanted to be. Every piece of a new development was a new concept, in quotations, that replaced the concept before it. It constantly set itself back over the years for any number of reasons. It definitely improved from my first time playing it at PAX, where every single action had Gears of War style reload system that not a single person I spoke to liked. But improvements don't finish a game. A solid vision does. Ooh, chat. Well, chat, let's pour one out for the homie. Ashes of Creation is officially dead. Well, guys, what do you think? Did you get scammed as well as I did? Because I got scammed. Leave it on in the comments below. Hey, you going somewhere? Don't forget to hit the comment, like, and subscribe. If you want to keep up with more of this thing here in this channel, review thing. Yeah. Don't forget. Or else.